Hey, welcome back. It is your girl Jordan of Little Miss JB Style. I am so excited to have you here. If you clicked on this video, you already know we are talking about my apartment update. Not just what's new. If you're trying to find unique pieces that not everybody's gonna have in their apartment, if you want some tips and tricks on how to choose the right pieces that are gonna work for your apartment, and just some feedback how to keep your apartment clean, or just like what pieces you might want to avoid even though they look cute, you are in the right place. That is what I'm here for, giving you some ideas on how to decorate your apartment and create a home and environment that you love and feel super inspired in. If you are new here, I don't just share home decor, I also share fashion and style, but specifically not just where to style pieces, especially for pear-shaped women, but how to get the most out of the pieces that you are choosing. So tips on how to choose the right pieces and pieces that are gonna last you a long time. You guys are gonna learn here I care about value, I care about longevity, and that just leads to a more sustainable lifestyle, right? And I also share minimal beauty and hair care, so if you're not trying to spend hours and hours doing your makeup, worrying about your skin and your hair, but you want to look good, obviously, that's also something I do. And travel, not just where to go, but also where to stay, places to eat, and really cool, unique experiences to have while you're out and about. Make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get notifications on my latest videos that share all those kinds of amazing things. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of this video. I'll be sharing just some tips and things to think about as you are looking at pieces to add to your apartment or loft. And you don't want to skip through because honestly there's going to be tons of great helpful tidbits along the way as well, so I don't want you to miss anything. With that, let's go ahead and get into my apartment update. It has been about 2 years since I have shared with you guys my apartment, and it was really fun, and so I've gotten so many questions and I've done so much to it in the past 2 years that I wanted to share with you. So the very first really major thing is this rattan DIY cabinet. I get so many questions about this. I actually have a YouTube video. I'll make sure that I link it at the end of the video so you can go ahead and check that out because it is one of my favorite, super affordable, super fun. You can easily do it in a weekend. And it was just like a fun way to just upcycle something I already owned and really made it more functional and work with my decor. So my interior style is a mix of bold but natural. I'm inspired by nature, but I'm also inspired by prints and colors. You guys have seen my style. So a lot of this stuff shouldn't be anything new. When it comes to decorating the top of, say, a cabinet or something, I personally love the display option. I like being able to see what I own. Yes, Carrie Bradshaw girl. But it also is a really fun, unique way to have decor that not a lot of people will have. So you'll see my clutches, a couple of really cute candles, this booty vase, which Urban Outfitters, what? So when you're thinking about how to decorate some of these top spaces, I know the first choice is like to run to TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I suggest that you don't. I would find some things that are really meaningful to you, whether it's some books or it's some art or maybe even some of your favorite accessories like me, and you can have them out on display, and that's just a unique way to share it with everybody, plus some additional storage. The next kind of update, these mirrors have been here, but the shoe shelf. So these shoe shelves were originally in a different part of my apartment, if you remember. And I just love them over here. It made a lot more sense since I upcycled the mainstays to have my shoes right by the door. So again, more display. I love the ladder shelves. These were specifically from Amazon, but there's a lot. You can find them on the Facebook Marketplace. I will say, if you do not use Facebook Marketplace, you are missing out. The key to be successful on the Facebook Marketplace though, being specific. Like, don't just search ladder shelf, be very specific if there's a brand or a color. That's gonna give you the best results. So I find like a lot of really good things in my area, and also be open to traveling further, especially the areas you know that are a little more posh, because they are way more likely to just throw stuff in the trash or be giving it away for like dirt cheap. So that is one way to get a lot of cool furniture for very less, is the Facebook Marketplace. You guys have seen this West Elm couch. This was so exciting for me and one of my major purchases, but what's actually new is this gallery wall behind it. So I have the ferns, Phineas and Ferb, and they are alive, obviously you can tell. And then the gallery wall, a lot of my art is from Etsy, and then the frames are from IKEA. If you're going to hang plants, please keep this in mind, because no one told me. While I love Phineas and Ferb, they shed a lot. When I have my windows open and the breeze is going, a lot of their dead leaves fall off and I have to clean up really often. So if you want this same effect but you don't want to have to clean all the time, I suggest going with some inexpensive fake plants. A lot of people aren't going to tell the difference, and you're going to save yourself a lot of time and hassle just having to clean up and maintain, because I do have to stand on the back of my couch to make sure that I water those. Another couple of new things getting in my window area is actually these window treatments. I really needed something to block out the light when I shoot some of the days in my apartment because it's actually so bright. I get a lot of light in here, you guys know. I have south-facing windows. I love the sun coming in, but when you're trying to take some photos, and I am very light skinned, like I get overexposed really quickly. So these sheer curtains from Target were like a perfect purchase. I love the detail, and I just love that they add a lot more texture. Also, for windowsill treatments, personally, I don't do a whole lot. Again, I'm really low maintenance. I don't want to have to clean, but I did splurge on an oil diffuser and this amazing booty vase, also off Etsy. Can you guys tell I'm obsessed with booty butt cheeks? You know, we gotta support. So when you're thinking windowsills, again, a lot of people don't warn you, a lot of dust, a lot of buildup. So you'll have to do a lot of cleaning, but I would say stick to heavier pieces that aren't gonna get blown over in the wind, because if you put something light there, the wind might blow it off and it might break. So be very careful with what you choose to put on your windowsill. Now, another new piece, I finally got myself a desk. You might remember I was using an IKEA over the bed situation, and while it worked for a while, honestly, I found myself hunching over with working from home. It was about time to just buy an actual desk. So this one is from Opal House from Target. Opal House hits. Like, that is my secret weapon. If I'm looking for unique things, but something that I'm not trying to like have to hunt down on the Facebook Marketplace, Opal House just is where it's at. If you love the more natural, the rattan, but dramatic, this was a really amazing desk. And I love that it has 2 drawers, because I was really needing storage space now that I'm working from home on a more consistent basis, basically a permanent basis. I need places to store all these lab samples and things that I get. So this was a really awesome purchase. You'll also notice next to my desk, I found this actual cabinet on the side of the road for free. Someone was throwing it away. And then I bought this H&M cubby to go ahead and, again, add that fun texture to really keep the theme going, but also to store my stuff in a stylish way. Next to it is my new Ficus. I have not named it yet. I've had her for about 6 months, but I'm really loving her color. That pink is just so fun and so amazing. And it's actually a very low maintenance plant to take care of. So if you're looking for something easier to take care of, I recommend this wholeheartedly. So this reading corner got a major update. You guys have seen the books. The lights I decided to add around Christmas and never took them down because I was a little bit lazy. But the egg chair, you guys have seen her. She was in my original apartment tour. We love her. I felt like it just made way more sense to have this really cozy chair right by my books, right in the window to let all the sun in. The love hate I have with this egg chair is it's just super big. I love that it's super big. Like, I could really curl up there and sleep, but the downside is also it's super big. So make sure when you're thinking about your apartment and where to place things and the size of things, how big your apartment is. Mine is very open, so a bigger piece like this doesn't make it look smaller, but in certain apartments, this is gonna make it look super cramped, super crowded. So just make sure you're keeping that in mind as you're going to buy pieces like this. Next to my egg chair, I found these amazing planters, both of which at TJ Maxx. That is one of my favorite places to just find those unexpected one-off pieces. I have the really cool rattan standing planter that has my snake plant. That is Severus. He is my boy. He is nice, he is big, and he is flourishing. I actually got him from Walmart for like $10. Another really easy low maintenance plant. And then the really cool like lion face planter I also got from TJ Maxx. I haven't picked out a plant to go in it just yet, but right now I'm thinking he looks really cool with nothing in it. And the cool thing here is I'm using a lot of layering and the rule of threes. So next to my planter is actually my leaning shelf. I got this from Wayfair, and this is just to house a bunch of my lab books. Like I said, I get so many samples and all these things for the job that I do, and I was looking for some cool extra storage. This leaning shelf is amazing. It fits a lot. I mean, my lab books are super thick. It fits some really fat binders in there, so it's really great storage to get stuff off of the floor and just out of the way in a chic way. Last but not least, my bar cart. This actually was featured on Apartment Therapy, and so many questions I get about it. So this bar cart was originally underneath my stairs, but now my understairs area is more for my fitness stuff. It just makes a lot more sense. It's out of the way. And this is a really cool way to display my bar cart. I love the mirror. It helps reflect a lot of light, especially in the afternoon, to really brighten up the space. And then I went ahead and just decorated the top. I'm not a huge drinker, so this is actually like a coffee tea bar cart. The bar cart I got itself from Target for under $100, and then I spray painted it with literally $5 spray paint for a whole new look that just, again, matches my vibes. I love gold, I love natural, I like that shiny, I'm rich chick looks vibe. From here, the key to building out a really good bar cart is one, to think about functionality. Again, because I have a bigger space, I can have a bigger bar cart. And also the wheels help it to keep it movable, so in case I do need to rearrange and move it around, it's really not a big deal. So I love plants. Obviously, you guys have been seeing all the plants in my apartment. You saw my Pathos Patty. And I also have a Wandering Jew, which I call JJ. And this is one of 3 Cathelias I actually have in the house. I love this dark purpley color with the green. And I haven't named this one yet either. If you have any name suggestions, seriously, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'm always looking for fun names for my plants. Then I decorated with a lot of miscellaneous drink mixing things. Some of the stuff are cups from bars that I've went to. Some of them are shakers and stirrers from local shops like Rail and Anchor, which I totally love. If you're looking for unique pieces, your local shops actually will probably have a lot of cool things, again, that just not a lot of people will have. And that's something that you guys know that I really love. I just love those unique one-off pieces. And this champagne bell, what? Oh my goodness, I found this on Shopbop. I'm surprised. They actually have a really good selection of just really cool small things to really add personality to your place. So I thought this was really, really fun. And as you guys can see, my second layer, that is all teas. I have a couple of local tea spots, so I have these reusable tins that were originally from Teavana, but I get a lot of my teas from Teeling & Co., which is a Black-owned, Detroit-owned business. I love their teas. And then Goldfish is actually another place in Royal Oak. I love their teas as well, and they're a great place to get loose flowers. So they have rose, they have lavender, they have chamomile, so they have a lot of really cool things you can get there as well. Then a little bit lower, you see my cup situation. I want to give my guests some options. I like having fun wine glasses, but I also have the normal cups. Again, I'm not a big drinker, so a lot of these actually are used for water. And then a little bit lower, more greenery, just to have more fun and really make that pop. These are fake leaves from IKEA. We have seen these, and actually the inside of this was a terrarium that is dead, but it still looked kind of cool, so I kept it around. I can't even remember where the terrarium is from, but she weirdly goes. So that is my apartment tour. Like I said, here are just some last minute tips, tricks, and things to keep in mind. The very first thing, I suggest taking your time living in your apartment for a while, trying to reuse stuff from your old apartment, or just only buying staples, a really good bed, probably some seating and a desk. Just getting an idea of what you're gonna do in your space, because I know I had a lot of ideas. I was gonna party and do all these things, and I purchased accordingly, and that just never happened. The second thing is, keep in mind, again, like what's really gonna happen. I have that calf hair rug we have all seen from IKEA, and when I tell you I spend so much time trying to vacuum that thing and re-vacuum that thing, and it's in a high traffic area. So keep in mind the placement of your items when you buy them. If you know something's gonna get a lot of traction or a lot of action, make sure it's gonna be durable, make sure something that's gonna be easy to clean, because God knows I spent a lot of time cleaning between Phineas and Ferb, my ferns, getting their leaves on everything, and my dog, whose hair is also on everything. You want to make sure that you keep in mind how often you like to clean and all that kind of stuff, because it adds up. The dusting adds up. Like having things on display, you guys saw my coffee table, nothing on display there because I hate having to move and then remove because I like to eat on my couch. Like, think about your lifestyle. Really think about your lifestyle. Another tip is do not be afraid of a DIY. Oh my goodness. Some of the most loved pieces that I have and everyone asks questions about are things I actually did myself. And you can save a lot of money this way and give yourself that uniqueness. And you guys know I love building confidence by doing so. You just have that sense of accomplishment. Like, I did that. Like, no one can stop me now. So do not be afraid of a DIY, especially where it makes sense. My last really big piece of advice, like I said, take time to learn your lifestyle. Think about how much you really want to clean some things. Don't be afraid of DIY. But my last thing really is be patient and don't be afraid to splurge. I splurged on the zebra print chair that you guys saw, which I absolutely love, and I waited almost a year to get that bad boy. I did. And same with my couch from West Elm. I probably waited about 3 or 4 months. That was a custom build because of the design. Do not be afraid if there is a piece that you really feel like will stand out and go with you for years and years and years to come, to take some time to save up and really get the piece that you want to have, because there really is nothing worse than you buy something as a placeholder and then you buy something else to replace your placeholder, and you get into that cycle like, okay, this isn't really what I wanted, and I kind of bought like the next best thing and I really don't like it, and then you kind of like go into that cycle of because you're just not ready to invest. But honestly, you will save money in the long run investing in the piece that you actually want, instead of trying to do the knockoffs and all that other stuff, because it just will not turn out how you want it to turn out. So do not be afraid to save up and then spend a little extra money on the exact piece you want, instead of thinking that if you nickel and dime it, you know what I mean, you end up in this cycle. As someone who has been through it, I've had 3 apartments I have decorated, redecorated, moved, and moved again. trust me, there's a lot that you can do with that. I hope that you found it helpful. I hope that this gave you some layout ideas, some ways to decorate your space, and just where you can find some really cool, unique pieces that really kind of fit your aesthetic and add personality to your home to really make it feel like it's yours, even if you're renting an apartment, because I know that's so hard, feeling like what can you do, what can't you do, and you don't want to ruin things to not get your deposit back. So really taking that time to, again, invest in cool pieces, especially furniture that can move with you, like that's gonna be the biggest bang for your buck, especially if you're in an apartment and you want that uniqueness to it. That being said, if you liked the video, please subscribe. If you haven't watched my first apartment tour, I'm gonna link that in the end screen, so make sure that you check that video out and you see it so you can kind of see the differences, and that will again give you some ideas of how you can decorate, how to repurpose some pieces, how you can move pieces around to really add more feng shui and flow to your apartment. If you don't already, here's my social handles. You can follow me on Pinterest for even more home decor ideas, but I'm also on TikTok and on Instagram, where I share not only my interior, but again, that style, some travel, a little bit of life, just because that's what I do. And you guys already know I'm dropping videos 2 times a week, so if you haven't subscribed, and turn your notifications on so you know when a new video has dropped. And I will see you next week. Thanks so much for watching.